If you're a real estate wholesaler or flipper, here's how to double your revenue in 2025. Do twice as many deals as you did in 2024. You know what? Scratch that. That's a stupid idea. What are you going to do twice as many deals? Work twice as hard? How about you double your revenue doing less deals and working less time than you did in 2024? Now that would be impressive. That's what we should be talking about. Everyone's all about the grind. Hustle harder, burn the candle at both ends, skip taking off the weekends, work. Screw that. Life is short. I want to enjoy my time and enjoy my money. Now, if you leave for the office when it's dark and you get back home when it's dark, what's the point? I told my kids I'm not leaving them any of my money or possessions anyways. They can go make their own damn money. Besides, they'll appreciate it more that way anyways. So if you're burned out with the hustle culture and you'd like to make a whole lot more money this year while at the same time working a whole lot less, I have 5 practical suggestions for you. If you're new here, my name's Jerry Norton. My promise to you is to provide you with the best training, tips, and advice for how to make money in real estate. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and watch my videos. The first suggestion to double your revenue this year is to disassociate money with hard work. Money is nothing more than a mindset, and most people make a direct correlation between hard work and making money. Let me ask you, did you grow up in sports, academics, or music where it was ingrained in you that the way to excel was to work hard? That was me. I was very active in sports. I became an all-state wrestler, and I was taught by my dad and my coaches that the formula for success was to outwork everyone else. So that's what I did, and it paid off, at least with sports. So naturally, when I started in business, I applied the same principle with money, and guess what? Earning money was hard and a lot of work. So here's the problem with creating a belief system that hard work equals money. All the universe hears is hard and work to get money. Now that's fine if you want to associate money with hard and work, but the truth is money is neutral. It's neither hard nor easy. It's neither good nor bad. Money is whatever you decide it is. That means money could come fast and easy instead of hard and work. Now, that may be a totally foreign concept to you, especially if, like me, you were programmed that the only way to get success was to work hard. But with enough hard work, just kidding, with some simple reprogramming, you can make a new meaning and connection with money. Here's my mantra I live by that you can adopt too. The less I work, the more money I make. I want you to write that down in the comments so that you can manifest it. The less I work, the more money I make. Now, nothing else you do will matter much if you can't reprogram your money mindset. Okay, the second suggestion to double your revenue is to shift your focus from a volume model to a margin model. Now, a volume model is where you earn smaller profits per deal, which in real estate means you can pay more per house, which then in turn allows you to do a lot more deals. A margin model is the opposite. It's where you earn a lot bigger profit per deal, which means you have to pay a lot less per house, which in turn means you can do a lot less deals to make the same or more money. Now, for example, you could do 100 deals to make $1 million volume, or you could do 10 deals to make $1 million margin. Speaking of that, I recently did a video where I broke down in detail exactly how to make $1 million in profit doing just 13 flips. I'll put the link to that video in the description below and you can watch it later. Now, a volume business model is transaction focused. A margin business is relationship focused. A volume business is all about price. A margin business is all about value. And here's the bottom line difference. A volume model is a lot of hard work, and a margin business is a lot less work. Now, I've done deals that made me $1 million on a single deal that were easier and less time involved than deals that made $10,000. So, how do you shift from volume to margin? Step 1 is to increase what I call your minimum profit threshold. Now, this is the minimum amount of profit you're willing to accept when doing a deal. The easiest way to figure out your current profit threshold is to go back to your previous 12 months of transactions. Take your total profit and divide that by the number of deals you did. That will give you your average profit per deal. Now, once you know your past average profit per deal, make your new required minimum profit per deal double your previous average. For example, if last year your average profit per deal was $10,000, make your new minimum profit threshold $20,000 this year. Now, it really can be that simple. It was for me. I remember learning this for the first time years ago. I was doing a coaching session with my mentor and I was complaining about how I wished I could make $10,000 more profit per house I flipped. Now, my mentor listened thoughtfully, then said, "The solution is easy, Jerry. Going forward, on every property you make an offer to buy, offer $10,000 less than what you normally would." I remember laughing and thinking, yeah, I wish it was that easy. But I committed to try it for 6 months, and guess what happened? I ended up doing just as many deals, but made $10,000 more per deal. You see, the biggest reason why people don't buy better deals is not because they don't exist, but because they believe they don't exist. I remember helping a coaching student with negotiating a deal, and the seller came all the way down on price, but then stopped $10,000 short of where I wanted to be on the price. I told her I wasn't willing to go any higher. She told me she couldn't go any lower, and we ended the call. Now, once I hung up, my student lost his mind. He was beyond himself. He said to me, "I can't believe you let that deal go over $10,000. I said to him, "What are you talking about? We totally are going to get this deal. That seller is screaming motivation. Just wait. She'll call back. You'll see." The next morning, my student was frantic. "Can we call the seller? Can we call the seller?" I said to him, "Do not call that seller. You'll screw this up." Later that day, the seller called back to inform me she was willing to come down to our price. I told my student, when you act desperate, it comes out. Be confident, hold out for your number, and you'll be surprised how many more better deals you get. Now, upping your minimum profit threshold requires discipline. When you say yes to a skinny deal, you tie up resources as well as time, energy, and effort. Walk from those deals and hold out for the home runs. Listen, I have 3 more really powerful suggestions for how to double your revenue, but first, if you're serious about making this year your best year ever and you're ready to fully commit, I want to invite you to consider joining my community and mentor program called Fast Track. Now, Fast Track is designed to help you get from your first deal to a 6-figure earner, then scale on to become a $1 million producer. But it's not for everyone. It's by application and interview only. We need to make sure you're serious, you're coachable, and you're willing to put in the work. If that sounds like you, go to fasttrackwithjerry.com to apply. Now back to the video. The third suggestion to double your revenue this year is to simply transition into higher priced markets and neighborhoods. Since your net profit is in direct proportion to the sale price, naturally the higher the prices, the bigger the profits. For example, if you flip a house at a 15% profit margin and you flipped a house for $250,000, you would make a $37,500 profit. If instead you flipped a house for $500,000, you would make $75,000. That's twice the profit, and guess what? It's pretty much the same work to do a flip for $500,000 as it is for $250,000. That's one of the biggest lessons you can learn in real estate. Write this down in the comments so that I know you get the message. It's just as much work or more to do a little deal as it is to do a big deal, but you make a lot more money doing big deals. Now, I recently wholesaled a house from $800,000 to $900,000 and made a $100,000 profit. It was the exact same process as wholesaling an $80,000 to $90,000 deal that only makes $10,000 in profit. The only real difference is the little deal only makes $10,000 and the big deal makes $100,000. You want to double your revenue this year? Do bigger deals. The fourth suggestion to double your revenue is specifically for wholesalers who only do assignments, and that's to do the takedown method. Now, the takedown method is where instead of assigning your deal for a quick $10,000 or $15,000, you get the funding, you buy it, and then immediately resell it on the MLS. Now, if you do the takedown method correctly, you can earn 2 to 4 times more profit per deal. It's one of the fastest ways to double your revenue this year. Now, to help you win big with the takedown method, I created a guide with training and calculators and everything you need, and I bundled it into a kit, and I'll give that to you for free. Just go to freetakedownkit.com to get the free download. And finally, the last suggestion I have is also for wholesalers, and that's to do a few fix and flips this year. In my different wholesale operations, we're always on the lookout for a home run flip that we can keep instead of wholesaling. Now, here's the criteria we try to stick with. 1, it has to be a cosmetic flip, or what we sometimes call a surface rehab. Now, what that means is we're only replacing surfaces like floors, counters, painting, and so on. It means we stay away from complete gut jobs and redesigns. A A surface rehab typically takes 30 to 45 days max to complete. The second requirement is it has to be a six-figure profit. That usually means the ARV needs to be in the 600 to 800 price range. For example, I just flipped a house I purchased for $500,000. I spent $70,000 on a cosmetic rehab that took about 30 days. Then I flipped it for $805,000 and made a $150,000 profit. The point is, let's say this year that you do 6 flips that each make $100,000. You just added another $600,000 to your net profit this year. The key is to not overdo it and take on too many flips, especially low margin flips. And finally, if you really want this year to be your best year, be sure to watch this next video where I show 10 methods that allowed me to become wealthy and live my dream life. Watch that now, and I'll see you on the next video.